Get ready for Netflix's gripping new medical drama, Pulse. Set in a cutting-edge Miami trauma center, third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims is unexpectedly thrust into a promotion when beloved chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips gets suspended. Then, with the emotional and physical stakes at their highest, a storm will push the hospital and its residents to their limits. Witness how life can change in a heartbeat when you're operating under pressure. Watch Pulse, only on Netflix.
Here I am generalizing 300 million people. And I'll do it again.
Take.
And I'll do it again.
What is that? You told me to get a new sting for it, so I got the...
Do you have any advice for those young up-and-coming baristas that are really trying to like make their mark and get into the industry?
Dun 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 dun.
Put them up.
We'll get to that.
All right, we are rolling. Okay, welcome back to another episode of It's Just Coffee. Well, that was weird. Let's do it as we do it. The way that we start every podcast is we go, welcome back to another episode of It's Just Coffee. And then you have to say that. So every time we say the name, we can all join in and get a little bit of that. I'm Rowan Cook. Sitting alongside me is my co-host, Kirk Pearson.
What the hell?
Okay, that doesn't sound like Kirk. No, we've got Katie Payne sitting in for Kirk today.
Hello.
Katie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank
First
you.
time on. Now, Katie actually works with us at Golden Brown Coffee. She's our head of social, bunch of creative. She's just all-round legend. You might have seen her on TikTok as well. She's quite large on that platform with 180,000 followers. Most of them Australian. Yeah, boy. Hit that boy.
178. I lost a couple.
170. Oh, what did you do to make them drop off?
You don't want to know.
Oh, God. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Then we'll save that hot goss to the end of the podcast. We'll bring it back in. But I'm very excited today because we have one of the best latte artists in the world. They finished third in the Australian Latte Art Championship. They just came down for the finals of the MILKLAB Latte Art competition, and they just won the barista, the Breville Latte Art competition. Welcome to the podcast, Georgia ELLIS.
Thank you.
Now, I do have to say, I was talking about this yesterday. This is the name to watch in coffee. This is the future coming up right here. Absolute superstar. So kind as well and so humble. So we're super excited to have you on the pod. Thank you for coming by.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Nice. So you come from West Perth?
Yes.
West Perth. And how has your trip to Melbourne been? As we are as insufferable as you would have thought?
No. It's actually it goes quickly. Yeah. Like, jump on, go to sleep, you're here.
Yeah, done. So we actually have, we just did mice. Now this is going to be coming out a bit later, so it's not going to be that like connected to it there, but we just did mice. You're in town for that. It was fun. It was great. I think the best thing about mice is always just getting to meet people in the industry. I had the sweetest thing happen to me. It was like so humbling and so lovely. I had this couple come up to me that were from Brunei, and they're like, oh my God, we love the Golden Brown channel. We watch all your videos. They even did like their own recreation of, have you seen like that Pedro meme where it's like Pedro?
I've seen it.
Yeah. So we did that with what your milk sees, and then what you see when you're steaming milk and what your milk sees. And it's just me dancing like the raccoon. And these guys from Brunei had done it with all their staff at their cafe. And they go to me, we actually named our cafe after you. And I'm like, what do you mean? You called your cafe Rowan Cook? That's a bit weird. And they were like, no, we called our cafe Coffee Up. Based on the coffee up at the end. So that was the sweetest thing that I've ever heard in my life. If you're in Brunei, head to Coffee Up. Best coffee in Brunei. That's what I've heard.
Sounds like you were saying it weird though.
Coffee up. Coffee up. Yeah, you have to
we
say
named
it
our
like
cafe
that.
Coffee Up.
Coffee up. Yeah, when you search it on Google, that's actually how it pops up, and it does that. So we're actually going to jump into a recurring segment that we've started to hold me accountable. We're calling it Rowan Shred Diaries.
Okay.
Over the past few months, put on a few kgs. I was feeling a little, out of my skin, not feeling great. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get on the podcast. I'm going to publicly put my weight on there and see how I can go. So drum roll, please. We are down 3 weeks into this, 2.2 kg.
Shit.
Yeah. And I have to tell you,
I don't know what that is. Is that like 5 pounds?
I don't know. We'll have to convert it. We'll get Liam on the conversion while we just chat here. So Yeah, and I tell you what, that's a tough. We're all a bit, if we're going to be honest, we feeling a little dusty this morning. We're all
just a little, yeah.
Yeah, we're
There's
all
some
out
dust on me.
a little late last night from mice. Oh, here we go.
So the conversion is 4.8 pounds.
There you go,
down.
4.8 pounds.
That's a baby.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a baby. I've lost a baby, and also some weight, and I can't find my baby. It's gone.
Absolutely crushing it, my boy.
Yeah, thank you. Although people who just lose weight super quickly, bloody Kirk picked it up 1 week ago, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing the shred for a week as well. I've lost 2 kilos." I'm like, man, I've been like starving myself for like 3 weeks.
Sam said that he just cut out Kewpie mayo and lost 2 kilos in like a week.
Geez,
So
don't tell me that. I love Kewpie mayo.
I know that's the problem. So if you want to get on this shred thing a little bit faster,
And I'm not eating Kewpie. I'm not eating anything. I'm just like basically just like broths. I'm just like sucking on some like chicken bones and having a great time there. No, I'm not. I am eating properly and doing that kind of stuff. I want it to be healthy and balanced. So we're doing it well. Although it was a little hard last night having a few beverages while being out and not really eating much. And we were at the MILKLAB stand where you were competing, and they were just handing out cocktails like crazy. So it was a good time though. Did you have a good night last night?
Yeah, I had a great night. Everyone's super supportive. So it's always really nice coming.
Yeah, and you competed. So you, so I have to say, you competed in MILKLAB's comp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched the judging. You know, didn't make it through. I have to say, watching the judging, I thought you got stiffed. I thought your pattern was the winner of the round that you were in there. Even the judge was saying, I think that you got stiffed there. So that was tight. But there was redemption. What happened last night?
I came first last night.
Hey!
Yeah. So now I got a home machine to take.
What
with
did
me.
you win?
I won a Lillet home machine.
Was it the Bianca? This is like the high-end one. It's got like the pressure profiling, looks all Italiano and beautiful. You're going to have it with your red splashback in your kitchen.
Yep.
I love
Stainless
that.
steel. Yeah.
that's hot. Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's not a cheap machine, so that's a huge win. So the trip, well worth it.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, amazing.
What did you pour?
Stuff.
I stuck with my favorites. I know they impressed the crowd, so I poured Amy Bear, which is an amazing pour. And then I went on to the Rooster, which was pretty impressive. And that was a very hard round because I went up against Vincent. I think he came maybe 6th in Asker.
Yeah, take that, Vincent.
Oh,
We love you, Vincent. I'm kidding. Everyone was amazing. Everyone did incredible pours, but yours were elite, top class, so very well deserved. Very proud of you on that one.
thank you.
Now, so we're going to jump into a little section here, a little news. Play the song. The detail, the little stirring sounds.
Coffee news.
It gets me every single time. So I literally, if you want to get a little peek behind the curtains here, getting into the news, I just do a lot of research. I go into Google and I type coffee, and then I click the news tab and I just see what pops down.
I love
and
that.
so this first story is actually groundbreaking. It's crazy. This is what popped up first when I searched coffee. Heathridge barista Georgia Ellis selected as finalist for national coffee competition. So that is the big news. You're taking over the internet. Big news there. Beautiful little photo. Was that you at your cafe? Is that your cafe there?
Yeah, that was me at the cafe. And I must tell you, it was so busy.
Oh my
and
God.
I had this amazing photographer come in. He was so lovely, but he had a massive
Yeah, just one of the lights.
Yeah,
Just
one of the lights.
Continuous lights.
he took it around the bar with him, and
man.
my boss was trying to clean up the station so then it looks nice, and it was hectic. So I'm glad I don't look stressed in the photos.
That actually brings up 2 points that I think are really interesting. Number one, you want to know how to hire a barista when they walk in. There are 2 things that you need to look for. If your barista when they're coming for a job walks in with 2 like pouring jugs, hire them immediately. They've got their own jugs. You know you should get them. But also number 2, when they come in to drop in their resume, they either come like right at the start of the day or better, right at the end of the day. Idiots that come in right in the middle of the crazy service. I'm like, you obviously don't know the hospo industry if you're trying to come in and talk to me in the middle of service. So that just reminded me.
Get there at 5 a.m. and you'll get the job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
5
2
a.m.
jugs, 5 a.m.
Or as they're shutting, where you can just start helping them do the pack down because that's the worst part of the job that you could imagine. All right, back with more news. Nescafe targets Gen Z with new espresso concentrate. So there's a new concentrate that's bottled. It's going to be cheaper, so you can make your coffees at home. Obviously works well with ice, but you can also pour hot beverages with it. I also want to give a shout out to a startup called Bar 9, which is creating a patented machine that batches espresso. And so I actually think that we're going to start seeing, and I think they have a few cafes in LA that do this. I think we're actually going to start seeing espresso shops with no espresso machine. I think we're going to start seeing just pre-batched espresso. Tastes amazing. They were blind taste testing people. And I think majority of people either couldn't tell the difference or preferred the actual pre-batched one. I'm not sure how they're going with actual like hot espresso, but pouring milk into it, actually just comes out like any other regular espresso. So I think with the cost of living crisis, I think there's got to be something that breaks. So what do you think about this? Does that hurt your feelings hearing about pre-batched espresso, or do you think it's cool?
Oh, I think there's pros and cons to it. If it tastes good, then why not?
Yep.
I think that's the main point,
And we're seeing that around the city today. There's even some of the cafes with the Eversys, which is a fully automated machine, that are going off. And they're just being able to drop a couple of like $1 or so from the coffee, and people want that, dollar back now when we're looking at $5.50 to $6. People are looking for those savings. So I was seeing in Eversys, they were rocking out, I think like $4.50 coffees or something like that, line around the corner. We've got a question from Liam. Hi.
I've got a question. Learning how to make coffee, I was always taught that like when you extract the shot, you've only got a bracket where it's kind of fresh and usable. Batching them, doesn't that kind of contradict?
I mean, it does. So these guys have got a patented machine that kind of, I think they're probably batching it straight into glass bottles. They're probably sealing it. They might be putting like nitrogen or something in there that stops it from oxidizing, because nitrogen is heavier than air. So it actually creates a layer above the espresso. I'm not sure if that's what they're doing. I'm just hypothesizing.
Yeah.
But the whole shots die thing is kind of a bit of a myth as well. The coffee can actually evolve as it gets a little cooler and changes. I think Owner Coffee even has like, this is like wild. They serve some of their coffees with a laser on the table, and you get a piece of paper and it will have different temperatures and what you will taste at that time. So you measure your coffee as you drink it, and it will like show that it evolves.
Is this
over
in
time.
Melbourne?
Yeah.
Makes
this is
sense.
Melbourne, so yeah, makes sense. How wanky can you make coffee? We now serve our coffee with lasers.
I like let's put laser beams
Lasers
on the table.
I mean, honestly, I even noticed, Judge, when you were pouring before, go check out the Beats on Golden Brown.
Yeah.
Even like, setting up your canvas and pouring some milk first and then like stirring your shot like a wine, I thought you always want to like be a bit more delicate with it, but it's absolutely not the case. Hey,
No, just absolutely. You are whipping it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just on that, we kind of talked about in the videos, bang, up and coming baristas, latte artists out there. What kind of tips would you give like when pouring? What are the biggest things that are going to improve your milk? What are you laughing at, Katie? What have you got going over there?
Nothing.
Okay, she's laughing off mic at me.
Do you have some tips?
No, it's I'm sorry. No.
Intrusive thoughts?
Yeah.
Yep, intrusive thoughts.
When you get the giggles sometimes and you just like look at someone the wrong way, it happens with you a lot, unfortunately. Just gotta keep it together. Okay, back
All
to
right.
you.
Yeah,
Back to the coffee.
Give us a couple tips.
Okay. Mixing, like we said. Yeah, you got to make sure it's all incorporated.
Yeah, and so they were
Biggest
saying
part.
don't be gentle. You really like whip it around.
yeah.
So a bit of milk, right? And
Yep.
then just whip it around in the cup, and that helps kind of set the canvas and give you a good
Best
good base.
contrast.
Yeah, there you go. Best contrast. You heard it.
They're points, so you
Write
got to
that down.
make sure you get them.
Yeah. Write that down. Take those notes. Any other tips there?
Just making sure you are always getting the right amount of milk in your jug. Just
Nice.
That's for your free pour. So you want to make sure you're not having too much, not enough.
This is something I just learned. So we're talking about the free pour when you're doing like those crazy detailed, like kind of drawings with your jug and that kind of thing. And I never knew this, but I had Victor, who's competing in the World Latte Art Championship coming up. We'll have to get him on the pod soon. Google him. That's what he always yells. Google me. We'll have to get him on. But he was showing me, it's just basically what happens is when you get to the end of your pour, you need to kind of run out of milk and just have the foam left. So what that allows you to do is keep drawing all those detailed parts without the cup overflowing. So I have to say, mine was terrible, but it actually made a lot more sense when he gave me the right amount of milk, and I could kind of do some, okay patterns.
What'd you do?
Doing it. We were doing a snail.
Was this that MILKLAB?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was, we'll have to review it afterwards. I'll have to get some pointers and tips.
I mean, I was pretty impressed.
There you go.
I saw the
impressed.
snail. I was like, yo, crushing the game.
And you're the
not.
only one I'm trying to impress.
Hey,
so.
man, free pours are so hard. I am hopeless. I'm an etch boy through and through.
I've always said that about you.
I'm an etch
From
boy.
day one. He's a little etch boy.
I'm a bit of an etch boy.
I'm a bit of an etch boy.
That's true. That's true. I have nothing but respect for those that are like you guys that can free pour just like that. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions, do write in. Let us know. The email is, let's see if I can remember, it's hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com. Or send us some latte art. See if we throw it up on the channel. Maybe we should put out a challenge. Post one of your pours and see if any of the dingleberries out there can kind of mimic it. That's what we call the listeners of our pod, the dingleberries.
Good job, Dingles.
We love them. And they love
good.
it. They love being called the dingleberries.
I was just going to say about the, you were saying more foam, less milk.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like beginners should actually enter in these competitions, because when I was first learning to make coffee, and I'm still learning to make coffee, I would only have all this foam because I didn't know how to steam milk. But I was like, look, I'm doing latte art. And it'd be Liam, that'd be like, no, actually, you're just pouring foam. But actually, what's my point?
No, but there you go. It is about having the foam at the end there.
You've
When you're
skipped the
pouring.
basics and you've gone straight to free pour.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Beginners
you're
have
a
an
pro.
advantage.
There you go. That's the point. So if you're
So
a
I'm gonna
beginner
pour a
and you've
snail.
never done it, pour a snail and enter the competitions. All right, last bit of news that we got coming in here. We're going a bit left field with this one. We're talking coffee news. This is still coffee, but it gets a little bit more tantalizing.
Good word.
Woman poisons husband's coffee with bleach. He caught her on hidden camera, but she avoids jail time. So this all made a lot more sense when I found out that she was from Florida. And whenever you hear these types of stories, normally it's woman from Florida or man from Florida.
Yeah, let's unpack this. You said that he caught her from a camera?
Yeah, so what
Not the
happened
taste
was,
of the coffee?
So he was like, the coffee tastes foul. This guy was like in the Air Force or was a pilot or something like that. And he was like, the coffee tastes bad. And he started doing pH strips in the water, like testing the water. And then it was like he tested the coffee and it had a huge amount of chlorine in it. So to get to the bottom of it, he set
That's
up
just
a
Florida
hidden
tap
camera.
water.
It's just Florida tap water. He set up a camera and actually filmed her and saw that she was adding bleach to his coffee, and she'd been doing it for months, trying to poison him. But she avoided jail time somehow. She got some plea or some bargain and avoided it.
He also avoided COVID, right?
Yeah, there you go. Drink bleach.
You're supposed to.
You got to drink bleach. Just put the bleach in. It's tremendous. It's great. It's the best bleach.
Well, we had Jamie on talking about how you can manipulate your water for the coffee to taste better. And she might be onto something with this.
Yeah, so we started with magnesium and we had some salt and bicarb, but now you think we should move to bleach?
Can you imagine? This is my single origin, I don't know coffee.
Bleach infused.
Bleach infused, notes of death.
Right.
It's really good.
Macerating our beans with bleach. But it actually does bring me, I don't know if anyone has ever played this fun game. Have you ever played the Florida Man? No, the Florida Man game. So what you do is, there are so many news stories that start with the term Florida Man and then insert the craziest thing you've ever heard in your life. So you put in your date of birth and Florida Man into Google, search it, and whichever one pops up, you are that Florida Man. So we've got me, Florida Man. What was my one that you had there? We've got Liam searching this here.
Bro, yours was, the headline for Florida Man was, Florida Man says the 3 syringes found in his rectum weren't his.
So that's my Florida man.
That's
were
your Florida
yours.
man.
Yeah. All right, Florida man. What was your date of birth, Georgia?
4th of July.
4th of July.
That's patriotic.
Oh,
Absolutely.
the American loves that one.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. That's called Stars and Stripes Forever. I'm going to get that queued up while you read her Florida man.
Oh, we don't need to hear it.
Oh, this is a real good one.
You do.
Florida man steals alligator from golf course. Tries teaching it a lesson by throwing it on roof of bar.
Wait, who was this one?
That's George's. That's Georgia. You did that last night, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Jeez.
Alligator free pour, everybody.
And finally,
amazing.
your date of birth, Katie. We'll get one more Florida man in there. Everyone at home, let us know what your Florida man is. Liam is Katie's boyfriend, so she's like, I don't need to say my date of birth. He knows it.
Florida man. Yeah, I've already got it loaded. I got
It's the
you.
wrong one. Do you know my...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Florida man pretends to be firework, screams noises in middle of night. I feel like that suits.
You
Pretends-
do that.
Pretends to be firework. Yeah. No, that is totally me.
Can you pretend to be a firework? Can you show us what you got? That's a firework? That was like a dying squirrel.
You don't know fireworks in this country. I do. There's the screamer ones that go, there's the zipper ones that goes, zip, and they go up in the sky.
That was better. That was more
or there's
accurate.
the screeching eagle. I mean, it's America.
I would have just thought more like, pow, pow, pow. But
like I said, you don't know
All right.
fireworks the way I know fireworks.
all right, we're on to a great section that we like here. I haven't teed this up with Georgia. She doesn't know what's happening. We're going to get deep here. We've got rapid fire questions. We've got this segment. It's called
Hey, it's just
So what we do is we're going to put a minute up on the clock. We've just got a round of questions. Let's see how many we can get
Okay.
through, and you just have to answer them as quickly as possible. If you can finish the list, you win a prize, but no one's ever been able to finish the list.
true.
So,
Are you reading them?
Yeah.
I think we should be like really close to her so she gets even more pressure.
Oh, okay. Bring in the pressure for everyone
Yep.
at home. We're moving in.
Okay.
All right. Let's start it up.
And your time starts now.
Tulip or Rosetta?
Rosetta.
Melbourne or Perth coffee?
Melbourne.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Espresso or filter?
Filter.
Open shift or closed shift?
Open.
McDonald's or KFC?
KFC.
Wake up early or go to bed late?
Wake up early.
Is it pronounced castle or castle?
Castle.
Best thing about your boyfriend?
He's loving.
Worst thing about your boyfriend?
He hates how I get upset during comps.
First thing you do when you wake up?
Look at my phone.
Would you rather have pineapple hands or spaghetti hair?
Spaghetti hair.
Who should have won the Australian Latte Art Competition?
Victor.
Best reusable cup?
Kick up.
Favorite musician?
Beyonce. Let's go.
Best thing about me?
You are amazing.
Oh, worst thing about me?
You are not. Come on. Katie.
Oh, no. All right. Let me have a look at this. Do we have any other good questions?
Good choice.
Yeah,
I thought
worst
so.
choice. Oh, that was horrible. Do we have any other ones here that I want to kind of get out? Oh, yeah. Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Yep. What else do we have here?
That's a
Mariah
big
Carey
list.
or Michael Bublé at Christmas?
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, Bublé. I actually worked with Michael Bublé. What a sweetheart.
Bublé.
Any other good ones? Best winter coffee.
Filter.
There you go. And
Yeah.
best summer
Outside
coffee.
though.
Outside. filter.
Outside on the balcony.
Yeah. Oh, and from your Perth, I wanted to ask this. Beach or snow?
Beach or snow?
Yeah.
In Perth.
No. Which one would you prefer? I'm assuming beach because you're from Perth, but...
I think I'd rather snow.
Controversial. It's controversial. All right, let's get into some questions now. This is great. I bet you there's a lot of people out there listening to this that would be looking up, admiring what you're doing. So I'd love to know more of your story and more about the latte art comps and that kind of stuff. And we'll also get some stories for Katie so you can get to know her a bit better at home as well.
Buckle up.
First question is, what's your go-to coffee? I love asking this one.
Probably just
Oh, filter.
Yeah.
The latte artist likes filter. She's been lying to you all. The whole
And
time.
a flat white.
Yeah, and a flat white. No,
Yeah,
but
paired with
interesting.
flat white.
Yeah, filter. What's your favorite filter coffee? What's your favorite
notes.
origin?
Oh.
Yeah, the notes.
I love a clean ethy.
Oh, a clean
Yeah.
ethy. That's what we call it in the industry, a clean ethy.
Sorry.
No, I love
Or
that.
anything that Ben roast.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so the boyfriend Ben on the couch, the one that we heard about before because he's so loving, which I love to hear about you. That's so sweet. He's such a loving guy. He's loving to me as well.
Yeah.
So he's actually a coffee roaster. Where does he roast coffee?
At a polo project that's based in Leica in Perth.
Nice. So if you're in Perth, make sure to go check that out. Delicious coffees.
On it.
There's so many clean ethies rocking out of there. Let's just say there is.
Yep.
If they come in and ask. No, amazing. Oh, and also while we're doing that, shout out your cafe. You got to come in, go visit Georgia, get some amazing latte art.
Runye Coffee in Heathridge.
Hell yeah. What is it called again?
Runye.
Well, one more time?
Runye.
Yeah, you heard it there. I like hitting people with the 3 times just to get that memory in there. I don't know if it's true or not. I just heard that if you repeat something 3 times, that people actually remember it. So I'll keep annoying
I
people
said it was
with that.
21, so if we could just keep
Oh,
going.
yeah, one more time?
Yeah.
Runye.
Do we commit to it and just sit here doing 21 times?
yeah.
All right. How did you get your start in coffee? Tell us about that whole story, how it came to be.
I got my first job in hospitality. I was just doing dishes for my uncle's cafe. And I just... Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
I don't know. I just really liked the baristas. They seemed really passionate and I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. I don't know what you're drinking or what you're doing, but I want to know.
Now, I find this interesting that people find it hard. I do get a lot of people messaging being like, I just want to be a barista, but I'm finding it so hard to find a job or to get hired in the places. Do you have any advice for those young up and coming baristas that are really trying to like make their mark and get into the industry?
I think you have to start like from the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because you can't go off just from one barista course and get a barista job.
Yep.
So I think start somewhere where they're willing to teach.
I actually think one of the bits of advice that I have, which seems a little like counterintuitive, is I would actually say go and even look at like something like a chain or something as long as they're making coffee, because I tell you what, if you go work at a chain and you have to like pump out hundreds of coffees, you have to be quick, you learn efficiencies. If you have that skill set and the basics of doing stuff and then you go to a great cafe that's specialty and they can teach you, the main thing they want is someone that can work quick and do it. If you're willing to be a sponge and take it on, that's great. And some of the best baristas that we had were actually coming from like Hudson's Coffee and that kind of stuff, because they were just so quick and then they were happy to learn and take on that advice about how to make specialty coffee. Now, coming into that, I always like to ask this. Any horror stories from your cafe days? Any terrible customers? Any horrible days where everything just went wrong?
Okay, so there was this one time where the only time I ever wore a white shirt, and it's always a rule to not put coffee on top of the coffee machine in case someone was to grab a cup or anything. It was on milk, grabbed the cup, and all over me.
Bang.
Yeah.
The white
not
shirt.
fun. The white shirt and never again.
Yeah.
And never again do it.
It is a pro move though by a barista or a chef or whatever to rock in all white, just being like, that's how good I am. Like if you see a barista rocking a white shirt, you're like, oh, they know what's up.
Yeah.
You did not pull that off though.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
The danger whites.
Yeah, the danger whites. KP, what about you? Any horror stories? Have you had any, have you ever worked in hospo?
Yes, my very first job at 16 years old was being a waitress in my hometown.
Oh, how'd that go? And where's your hometown?
Well, I live in a little tiny town in Iowa.
Iowa.
There should be a series about that little town. I think, yeah, that restaurant,
I think
main
there
chef,
is. It's called Making a Murderer. Was that not?
that was 30 minutes from my hometown.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just making a joke.
No, that's, yeah.
Oh my God. So there is a series about your hometown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it you?
Dun, dun. So, and then actually one of my first jobs, do I have a horror story? Yes, I do. But it's not in coffee.
That's all right. I just love horror stories. People just want to hear a horror story.
It's in hospitality. My very first job in Melbourne was at a bar. And I would say I don't want to name and shame, but I also want to name and shame. It happens to be in Richmond, in Melbourne, and that's all I'm going to say. On Swan Street, on the corner. And no, I'm done. Cut that out. And I don't know, it was my trial shift, and they said, we're not going to have you make cocktails. You're just going to pour the basics. And I was like, I think I can do that. So it was it was supposed to be a 2-hour trial shift. And they're like, can you work 12 hours? And I said, well, I need money, so sure. And anyway, long story short, it was a 14-hour shift from hell. And there I was like, I had a cocktail book like on the bar trying to make cocktails. And there was just lines and lines. Like people were waiting an hour and I'm the bartender.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine me as a bartender?
I can't imagine you dealing with the stress of it that well
no,
either.
I cried and I left. And I quit 3 weeks later. So that was my first bar job in Melbourne.
I wish I could say I left that night, but I did it for 3 more weeks.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. Liam's like, you should quit. I'm like, I will. I'm going back tomorrow.
Now, I used to have, this isn't as much of a horror story, but this is just more like interesting orders. And I want to hear your feedback on, is this genius or are these people scabs? Scabs for the international, that's just someone who's like a cheapskate. Have you heard the term scabs?
In a person context?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, a scab, someone that's like always trying to get something for free or like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there you go. A little bit of Australiana for you. There you go. There's a TikTok you can post out.
Be right back.
The scab. Yeah, she'll just do that right now as we go.
Hey, guys.
So we used to have a couple that would come in, and I think a double espresso at the time was like 50 cents more than a single. And so this couple would come in and they'd go, can we get a double espresso but split into 2 different cups? So 2 espressos. And then they would go, and can we get 2 sides of hot milk, which we also gave for free, just as like, a long black with hot milk. And then they'd basically just make a deconstructed latte on the table so that they could only pay the $4 for the double espresso and get the 2 coffees. So what are your thoughts? I was originally like scabs. I was like this poor cafe just trying to run and like get by, and you're trying to save yourself a couple bucks. What are your thoughts?
It's annoying to bring over though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're bringing over a whole tray and then you watch them pour it at the table.
And it's even more work than just making the 2 coffees, because then you're like just breaking up all these things, pouring milk into different jugs for them.
I've definitely been in Melbourne cafes that serve it like that though.
Oh, yeah? Well, deconstructed.
Wait, maybe it wasn't Melbourne, but yeah. I ordered an iced latte. This is actually in New South Wales. And it was like the ice and the milk and the espresso. And I was like, I know you're trying to be trendy. It seemed like it was a trendy maneuver. And I'm like, this feels lazy.
It does feel, I mean, it would be funnier if it was just like they come over with the milk jug and just put it down next to you with the espresso shot.
Pour your own latte art.
I mean, that's actually kind of cool. That'd be kind of fun. You just
that's a
walk
really
over.
Good idea.
Yeah. The cafe for baristas. All right. So we're coming in. First, I want to ask, what drew you to latte art? Like, what was it about it that like just made you dive deep on that?
I think the reaction from the customers.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you start off with your tulips or your stacks, rosettas, and they're like, oh, that's pretty.
Yep.
And then you start off with your swans and they're like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. And then you go, what is free pour and why are they pouring Pegasus and how is that happening?
So how do you get into it? Is it just like a deep dive of like YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, it's just like watching the video.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Once you're in, you can't get out.
Yeah, just watching the video over and over again.
Yeah.
And then obviously they did look terrible.
Oh, yeah. How do you go about that, like, at the start when you're working in the cafe? Like, are you just sending out these, like, atrocious-looking coffees to people that are just, like, muddled up and horrible?
The seahorse at the start, I was like, yeah, like, this is close. But,
right. So it's a look back. It's a hindsight thing.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I would serve it. I'm like, oh, can you tell what it is? And they're like, it's a seahorse, Like,
like work dogs that have the thing, they're like, I'm in training. They should have that for like baristas doing like advanced pours, being like, this is going to look bad, but it's going to taste good. And I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I actually got yelled at by a woman once. This was, gone are the days when I used to make like just like a love heart back, 15 years ago. People were like, oh my God, it's amazing. Now I like take it out. They're like, you suck. But I actually had a woman, when I got excited where I could do like a few little etching things of like, I could do like a bear and a frog and a pig. And I took out coffees to one table And I was like, put it down. It was like a bear and a frog. They're like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Like, oh my God, this is so cute. And I had to make another one for the third person on the table. And I was like, I'll do the other one I know, a pig. And I brought down the pig. And then she came up to me and she was just like, I think it's disgusting what you're doing. Do you think you're funny putting a pig down in front of me, trying to call me a pig? And I'm like, oh, I didn't. She's like, I know exactly what you're doing. I can see you over here at the machine laughing. I'm like, no, we were just like laughing because I drew a pig when we thought it was cute. And so I just got like yelled at by this lady and she stormed out. So if you're out there listening, truth's out, I was doing it. No. No, I just thought it was a cute little pig.
Yeah, she thought so too.
Yeah, babe pig in the city.
That reminds me of when a customer came in and I didn't know where the coffee was going to the table. I did a eagle on a coffee and maybe a horse or something on the other. And the eagle went to an ex-Eagles player. And I think he only just got dropped.
Oh.
And my boss was like, did you do that on purpose? I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh.
That is horrible. Yeah, that's a tough one. Did he ever come back into the cafe again?
Oh, he does.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I was like, okay, so he didn't take it personally.
No, he's into it then. That's great.
You could have just dumped it. You present it and he'd be like, you're like, just kidding, and just throw it at him.
Oh.
I mean, anyway, cut that out.
All right. So
second intrusive thought. That needs
second intrusive thought. That should be the next segment on the show. We're coming in. It's like Katie's intrusive thoughts with 2 sugars. All right. So love is in the air. Not only great with coffee, but you met your partner in coffee as well. How did you guys meet?
Yeah. We met 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk to each other for about a year.
Oh,
it was like the look across the room, like during the competition. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what was it that first drew you to him? Because for me, it was the eyes, just straight in. I was like, He's just like sitting, cowering in the corner, listening to us doing the podcast.
Loving it.
Maybe, the first time we properly talked was when we both got knocked out of a latte art competition the same time. So we just ended up being like, hey, you suck, I suck.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding. Yeah. Bonded by the trauma. Heartbreak turns into heartful as we go through. All right. So I want to know. So Melbourne, we're a bunch of wankers here. We think we're too good. You're coming from Perth. Tell me about the Perth coffee scene. Is it popping off over there? Is it great? Is it building?
It's great. It is building. We got such a small but like very, very supportive group of people, and we're all going to each other's events, and everyone messages me. I feel very, very lucky. Like I can't even explain it, but.
Oh, well, I mean, it's great that you feel lucky, but you've put in the work, you're doing amazing stuff. So it's nice to get that love. And I think only bigger things from here. I think it's going to keep going. The big question that we have to ask though is, what the hell is a long Mac topped up?
Long Mac topped up.
Because for those out there listening, Perth just decided to go rogue. You think that Melbourne are wankers because we made up a coffee called a Magic, but you have Perth people coming in going, can I get a long Mac topped up? What is it?
It's a latte with an extra shot.
So it's a strong latte.
Yeah.
So we can't just say strong latte. We need to complicate it.
It has to be a long Mac. Yeah.
Do you say long Mac topped up?
I do.
It's topped up with milk?
Boo.
Or topped up with water?
Milk. It's literally just a double shot latte.
Yeah.
A double shot latte.
Yeah.
A latte.
A schlatte. Which do I need to bring up the other one that? Oh my God, we had we're getting a little. This is Coffee After Dark coming up now. I had someone come up to me, lovely lady, amazing, from Queensland. Great. She comes up, she's like, oh my God, I just wanted to say, like, love all your videos and what you're doing. It's so nice to meet you. And then she just launches straight into it. She goes, the other day I had someone come into the cafe and go, can I have a schlong? And I'm just like, Katie's just standing with me, and I'm just caught like, I'm just like, okay, what do you mean? They asked for a schlong. She's like, a coffee. And I'm like, what the hell is a schlong? Apparently, when people are ordering this, it's a short, long black. How ridiculous. I mean, it's already too like.
But it's just like 60-year-old women plus that ordering that. Like maybe they don't know what that means. In Urban Dictionary. They haven't opened up Urban Dictionary in a hot second. So they're like, schlong is very, you know what I mean? It's like
I know
the
exactly
uppity
what you
thing to
mean.
say.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
but what is it? Is it just like less hot water? Because I just get a double espresso. Come on. We don't need to be ordering schlongs. No more schlongs.
But a short mac. No, what is it? Long mac topped up, but a strong latte.
Mm-hmm.
Who made that up?
I think
Sir Perth II, I believe it was.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
sounds like a real. Is that a real guy?
No. All right. So what I want to know, there's probably a lot of people listening out here, a lot of competitors or people maybe that want to get into it. What is it like? What is the process of getting ready for a competition? How much work are you putting in to that? And do you have any advice for anyone that wants to get into it?
it's a full-time job on top of your already full-time job.
Wow.
So I'm not doing it. I'm out already. You're lost. Too much work.
So I do my normal day from like 6 till 3, and then I would take maybe a half an hour to an hour, get some food, go for a walk if I went for a walk, and then finish up around 10 o'clock and like go home. On my days off, I was so lucky to have roasteries that I don't
pouring till 10 at night.
Yeah, just pouring,
Oh
just like trying to draw stuff, create, sit down and go, ugh, get back up.
Because you have to, do you create your own patterns for the competitions or are you?
You can, or
Yeah.
you can use other patterns. So
Yeah.
I only created one, which was the teddy bear.
Which is adorable.
And then the other ones, I got inspiration from others.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I have to say, I met you when we were at the Latte Art Comp in Australia, and it was also the Brewers Cup. We had Jamie competing for the Brewers Cup, and you were backstage. And I got to say, you were the most put together. I walked in, everyone else is talking crap and going around and trying to be like, let me taste your coffee, let me taste your coffee. Meanwhile, you were just like standing like at your trolley, just like delivering the lines, running it through. So that kind of dedication and precision is what you need people to be like, to make it to the top. To do that. So I'm excited to see what you continue to do.
Is it like, I played sports, right? So I played volleyball, and when you go up to serve, it was always like, dribble the ball 3 times and squat down, or like doing a free throw. It's like always the same. Did you do that with latte art, where it was like, I swirl the jug 3 times, and then like, it was like a muscle memory thing?
Yeah, it is.
Like a routine that way?
With my time, I would like go and time, and then I can know if I'm running behind or I'm gaining time. So on the stage, I was 20 seconds ahead. So then I had enough time to go back and check my session and was like, oh, okay, cool. Clean. I got all the points there. Done.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Any other tips there on like, for those, like how long were you, where was your level at before you decided you want to compete?
Probably close to what I am, but just doing it so much, I was able to get that muscle memory.
Yeah.
And just consistency.
And it is there because even now it's like when I'm pouring, I'm like every rosette is going to look different. Everything is going to be like its own unique thing. But watching you, we did some videos before and you poured the same bear pretty much identical, like 3 times in a row, like not a miss, perfection. I was watching like Victor the other day and we were just filming and I was like, we're at mice. I'm like, oh, can you do mice in the cup? He's just like, yeah, absolutely. Bang. Just his writing in the top of the coffee was better than my handwriting as it stood. It was ridiculous. Should look that up. Any other tips for competing or any words of wisdom for anyone out there?
Maybe try and like take some time like off. Like if you are tired, don't keep going because it's not going to be productive.
Yeah.
You're only just going to be really, really tired the next day, and then that day is going to be worse. You're better off going home, getting a good night's sleep, and then you've got such a better day the next day.
Feels like someone who's lived it and gone through it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're a bit delayed on this. Mice is obviously going to have happened a while ago once this comes out, but let's just talk about it. Any key takeaways from Mice? How was it? What did you think?
MILKLAB was awesome.
Yeah, MILKLAB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
What I like about MILKLAB is, and I think it's something that I try to like approach with Golden Brown as well, where it's trying to make as much like giving back. Like those guys with every single element of their event, it was about giving back to the cafes and the kind of people behind it. Also, there's the pour off where you're like helping young baristas that are coming up. You've got latte art workshops where people can come in and could win $500. They did a roaster competition where roasters could win a trip to Papua New Guinea and win 10 grand. So everything there was kind of like amazing. I thought they did a great job. It feels like the alt milks are like battling it out at mice. It's like they're the big ones. That's where all the growth is. So like they're giant like, milk cartons hanging from the ceilings and everyone's battling it off. The one thing I found with mice that I found like I was missing is I wanted more of the like community vibe of like the roasters and that kind of stuff. It feels like only big companies can afford to be there. And I wanted to see more local roasters, see what they're doing, highlight the people in the community that way. I feel like that's what mice is missing a little bit for me. It's missing a bit of that vibe. What did you feel of the experience there?
This is my first year coming to mice, so I don't know what it would have been previously, but I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah,
everyone
awesome.
was super friendly.
That's the best part, just chilling around and meeting people and getting to say hi. KP, the non-coffee lover, coming into an international coffee expo.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Same for me. It was my first year going, and I thought it was cool. It's a whole new world for someone that's not, well, I would say in the last 2 years, I've actually really ramped up my coffee knowledge, and especially working for Golden Brown, and you kind of have to. But yeah, I thought it was cool. Like seeing what people are up to, and I would see that appealing a lot to like, people, I don't know. As someone that's not in coffee, I still found it really cool.
That's cool. I love the Uber Milks. All those like automatic steamers are like insane now. The new Uber Milk Plus or whatever it is can have 3 milks plumbed into it, and you just press the button and instantaneously it just spits out milk. You can even have all 3 at once. So you have like oat, almond, and dairy, like all just going out straight into a jug, and then it's perfectly textured. It's wild, which is great. Less staff or less trained people, you can still pump out good quality coffee in any kind of cafe. All right, now KP.
Yeah.
You're a content creator yourself.
Sometimes.
You've been doing it. Sometimes when you feel like it.
Yeah.
When you're doing it now, you've got big. Got the classic thing of like the American in Australia hitting on that. You've moved away from that a little bit. You're growing into it. How is it like though? What is the difference in like content creation going from something where it's a bit more maybe personal to something like coffee?
Very thought out, very well strategic. Which is it's kind of funny that like being, not that we're coffee snobs, because we're definitely not coffee snobs.
We're coffee without the snob.
But you still have to be a little bit meticulous with everything, right? There's a lot of measuring. There's a lot of planning with coffee itself is what I'm talking about. So like the espresso and the milk, like I'm learning so much with that. And it actually like that transfers over into content where it's like there's ways to, it's really well thought out.
Oh, thank you.
That is the difference, because I don't think about anything that I post, and I should watch my mouth.
I don't know. Some of the stuff that comes out is just, I think that's where a lot of the energy kind of comes from. It just go for broke. Just film it in the moment, take it on, post it out, see what you get.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe I need to take a bit more of that in my attitude towards coffee and those kind of things. Yeah. Just while we're on it, this has nothing to do with anything, but just you're a big content creator, a lot of followers. Any funny stories, any weirdos out there? I can't imagine what your comment section are like. Or is it just people who are just always appearing? They're like, it's me again.
I did. Yeah. A few fans. But I would say overall, I'm pretty lucky. Most people are pretty normal. The weirdest one, and I feel like if you're a woman on the internet, you're going to get asked to get photos of your feet. Like that just, it is what
I also
it is.
get that as well. So don't just, don't know. No, I'm never laying behind the mic like, really? No one has asked for photos of my feet.
I guess to make a story of it was this guy, we'll call him Sam. Sam was always messaging me being like, please send me photos of your feet. Please send me photos of your feet. And like constantly. And so I'd be like, okay, what's one? But I never sent it. I just took the photo and then I like looked back on it. I was like, there's no way I can actually send this to someone. So I pawned him off to my friend who ended up making close to $500 on just photos of her feet.
Oh, what?
So this man was a paying man. And then it would be, I will give you $20 if you just get Katie to send me feet pics. Like he started to like
Oh, try to work
it
through.
back. And so she was like,
Oh, she's secretly
she
trying to do
She
it.
would message me and be like, hey, he's asking again, and I'm only doing this because I'll get $20. And I was like, okay. Like, the deal is a deal.
I love that. I'm like, do you have any weird stories? You're like, yeah, not really. Anyway, here's the whole feet saga. All right. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to get out of that. And that was fantastic. All right. I hope you all enjoyed that. So the listeners out there, no asking for feet pics.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. All righty. We are now getting, whoa.
Oh.
Is anyone, I don't know if it's just being a bit
I'm sweating.
hungover, but is it a bit hot in here?
Yeah.
I'm literally
it's-
so hot.
I think it's time for an extra hot take with 2 sugars. What is that?
You told me to get a new sting for it, so I got these.
Wait, okay, we need to time this better. I'm
One
going to
more
say it again. It's time. Wait, should we all need to say it on the same? It's time for an extra hot take with 2 sugars. Oh my God. I said to him that the last one, which I'll get him to play for you in a second, I said that it was a little bit like too, maybe like airy. And I was like, extra hot takes need to have like the energy. It needs to have that. So before it was
this.
Vibey.
I mean, maybe that's better. Maybe it's growing on me.
Okay, now the new one.
Yeah. Okay. That's your really bringing the energy into there. Okay. We're doing some extra hot takes with 2 sugars. We've got Georgia. We've got Katie. Hit us with your, Katie, you go first. Hit us with your extra hot take.
Okay.
Straight down the barrel, please.
If you are an American and you say you like coffee, I don't believe you.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean that when an American says, oh my God, I love coffee, I'm like, you like sugar syrup, as do I. But you like white chocolate coffee.
Right. You don't think they're having the real coffee experience. They're just pumping it full.
They don't know what coffee is. Okay. Here I am generalizing 300 million people. And I'll do it again.
That is a hot take.
And I'll do it again. Every coffee shop, every coffee I've been to in the US is hot trash. It's like they don't know how to make it.
Everywhere. So you're not talking just out of like Iowa.
Well, no. I was in LA recently and I went to so many cafes in LA and I was like, no.
Oh, that is a hot take. You heard it here. America, you don't know coffee. I'm not.
That's too much.
I don't stand by that. I lived in SF for a while. Great coffee. I wouldn't say it's maybe on the same level, but there's definitely some good coffee over there, I would say. But I like your hot take. It's definitely going to ruffle some feathers. It's definitely going to ruffle some feathers. All right, Georgia, can you hit us with your extra hot take with 2 sugars?
Is basic latte art better than the new free pour? That's it.
So basically, I think what we're saying there is like, is just doing like a heart or a tulip better than like all the crazy stuff on top? Now, are you talking purely from do you think that because you're doing it, it takes longer, that it's separating more of the flavors, or just visually? Do you just like the simplicity?
Yeah, I think visually.
Oh.
Yeah. Is it better?
Okay. Hands off the buttons.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Well, maybe just one yeah, boy.
Sorry, 1 second.
Just one yeah, boy.
One yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
There we go. It doesn't work when it takes like 30 seconds to get to. It's on a different part of the pad. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I probably agree with that. I'm always like blown away by like all the complex stuff, but sometimes just a classic, even just a classic heart, just a nice heart in the middle of the coffee. What's your favorite out of 3? Tulip, heart, Rosetta? Oh, we did this in the quick question. I can't remember.
I think it's a Rosetta, yeah.
Okay, Rosetta. Yeah. All right, now we're getting to my hot take, what you've all been waiting for.
I have been.
Everyone is like unlistenable. Everyone's just like listening with their headphones in this podcast. It's just guitar stings for 5 minutes straight. I'm so sorry. We're just, we're enjoying the soundboard. But again, I do want to start getting some sound clips of just like me, Kirk, Katie, whoever, where we can just pull them back. And I want a little pad up here where I'm just hitting it.
Sort that out.
Yeah, we can sort that out. All right. My hot take that isn't really much of a hot take, but we'll build it up. Sorry, it is a hot take.
It's so hot.
Is latte art makes your coffee taste better, but maybe not in the way that you're thinking. It's going to make it taste better for a few reasons. One, we eat with our eyes. You see it. It's beautiful. You're doing that. But the best thing is, if you see good latte art, this is just a signifier to you that the barista behind the machine is putting in the effort. They care. They know what they're doing. It isn't actually about the actual art making it taste better, but it's just the fact that if you can see it, you know that it's being made by someone that actually cares about what they're doing. So that's why I think when you see latte art that it matters and it does make your coffee taste better. Maybe we just need to get a guitar. Maybe I need to bring the guitar out and I can just shred live.
Yeah. I'll get some keys.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our extra hot takes with 2 sugars. That about brings us to the end of it. George, did you have anything else you want to say? Any shout outs? Where can people find you?
At GG Georgia Ellis on Instagram.
Yep. We'll put that in the description. Make sure to follow. We're going to see some of the videos on Golden Brown. If you want to see some of that as well, it's going to be coming out. And what was the name of your cafe again?
Runye Coffee.
Yeah, get there. What was it one more time?
Runye Coffee.
Yeah. And the roastery?
Apollo Project.
There you go. We love all of that.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. Kay Payne, where can people find you?
You can follow me at It's K Payne. That is ITSK Payne on Instagram and TikTok. And
How original.
It's my name.
Oh, yeah. How'd you come up with that one?
It's my name.
Oh, yeah. So you couldn't even do that. Who came up with your name?
Anyway, so it's K Payne.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. TikTok, Instagram, follow her there. Make sure to check us out on all the socials. You can find me at goldenbrown.coffee. Try some of the coffee. Great for home machines. Tasting amazing. We'll have a soundbite. Liam, what do you think of the coffee?
Of the coffee? Oh my God, your coffee?
Yeah.
Golden Brown. Absolutely
He's
delicious.
not even listening. Come on, man. I'm setting you up like a layup. And you're just sitting there looking like a stunned mullet.
You were, putting in a plug. And yeah, it's actually beautiful. There's some incredible fruity choices coming in and some...
if you want more of the fruity, go the Sundancer. If you want that classic kind of chocolatey espresso, get in on the signature roast there.
Good.
I'm all about that Sundancer.
Yep. Also, if you want to send in any questions, we want to hear from you. It's hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com. And, we're getting to the end of the episode. And as we say at the end of every episode, Katie...
Oh, it's just Is that right?
I don't know. I was just putting you under the gun and just wanted to see what you'd come up with.
That's what she said.
That's what we said at the end of every part. Oh, and that's a good way to finish it because
it's just coffee.
Hey, thank you, Georgia.
Yay.